Your dog stares at you every single day like you're the center of their entire universe. And the heartbreaking truth? Most owners are completely misreading what their dog actually needs to feel loved back. You're feeding them, walking them, maybe even sleeping next to them, and still, your dog might feel emotionally starved in ways you'd never expect. Some things you do daily, thinking they make your dog happy, are actually working against your bond. These 7 habits take barely any time at all. But the moment you start doing them, your dog won't just obey you. They'll be devoted to you on a biological level that science can actually explain. Let's start at number 7, and by the time we reach number 1, you'll understand your dog in a way most owners never will. 7. Say your dog's name the right way, or don't say it at all. Here's something almost no one talks about. Your dog knows their name, but they also know your tone, and those two things are in a constant battle inside their brain every time you open your mouth. A study published in Animal Cognition found that dogs don't just respond to the word, they respond to the emotional charge behind it. When their name is called in a sharp, frustrated, or loud tone, even just occasionally, dogs begin to hesitate before responding. Over time, they start associating their own name with tension. Think about that. The word that's supposed to mean, I see you, I love you, come to me, starts triggering a low-level stress response instead. Here's what this means for your daily life. Every single time you call your dog's name and nothing good follows, no treat, no play, no warm greeting, you're slowly diluting the most powerful word in their vocabulary. And if you ever use their name to scold them, you're doing real damage. The daily habit is simple, but requires mindfulness. Only say your dog's name when something good is about to happen, or when you're greeting them warmly. Let your voice drop slightly, soften at the edges, and slow down. That name should feel like a hug in sound form. When your dog hears it, and their whole body wags not just their tail, their entire body, that's when you know you've gotten this right. 6. Let them sniff on walks. Seriously, stop rushing them. You take your dog for a walk. They stop at a fire hydrant for 45 seconds. You tug the leash and say, "Come on." And in that moment, without realizing it, you've just cut short the single most mentally stimulating experience your dog will have all day. Here's the science that makes this impossible to ignore. Dogs have up to 300 million olfactory receptors in their nose. Humans have about 6 million. The part of a dog's brain dedicated to analyzing smells is proportionally 40 times greater than ours. When your dog sniffs a patch of grass, they're not smelling grass. They're reading an entire story: which dog was here, how long ago, how old they are, whether they were stressed or relaxed, whether they were male or female. It's the equivalent of a full social media feed, compressed into a single square foot of sidewalk. A 2019 study from Barnard College found that dogs who were allowed to sniff freely during walks showed dramatically lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone, compared to dogs who were walked at a faster pace with frequent leash corrections. Free sniffing walks actually tire dogs out more than longer, faster-paced walks, because of the mental energy involved. Make this a daily practice. Give your dog at least 10 minutes every walk where they lead and they decide what's worth investigating. No tugging, no rushing. You'll come home with a calmer, more emotionally balanced dog, one who associates you with freedom instead of restriction. 5. Get on the floor with them. Think about what your dog sees every day from their perspective. Feet, legs, the underside of furniture. You looming above them from a height they can never match. Most interactions happen top-down, you reaching down to pet them jumping up to reach you. And while dogs adapt to this, it costs something quietly in the trust department. Dogs are highly attuned to body language, more so than almost any other domestic animal. Research from the University of Vienna showed that dogs read human posture and spatial position as part of how they assess safety and approachability. When a person crouches, sits, or lies down on the floor, dogs consistently show more relaxed body language, looser muscles, slower breathing, wider movement radius. Think about the first time you met a shy or nervous dog. The person who got them comfortable fastest was almost certainly the one who sat down and let the dog come to them, not the one who bent over and reached their hand toward the dog's face. Make it a daily ritual to spend even 5 minutes at floor level with your dog. Lie down next to them while they nap. Sit cross-legged beside them while they chew a toy. Stop requiring them to always come up to your world and enter theirs. You'll notice something shift within days. Your dog will start seeking out physical closeness more freely, not because you grabbed them, but because the floor became the place where you became equals. 4. Give them one. Job. Every single day, dogs were never designed to lie around a house waiting for dinner. Every single breed, from border collies to dachshunds to bulldogs, was developed with a specific purpose in mind: herding, hunting, guarding, retrieving. That wiring doesn't disappear because they live in a modern apartment. It runs deep, and when it goes unacknowledged, it curdles into anxiety, destructiveness, and emotional distance. A landmark study from the University of Bristol found that dogs who regularly engage in purpose-driven tasks retrieving objects, following scent trails, solving food puzzles show measurably higher levels of serotonin and dopamine compared to dogs living on walks and play alone. Those are the same chemicals associated with satisfaction, confidence, and emotional bonding. Here's the beautiful thing. The job doesn't need to be complicated. Ask your dog to carry something on the walk, even just a lightweight bag or their own leash. Hide their kibble around the house instead of putting it in a bowl, making them search for every piece. Teach them to find a specific toy by name. Practice a 10-minute training session focused on something new. The activity isn't what matters, the sense of purpose is. The feeling that they contributed, that they did something alongside you that mattered. When your dog completes a task and looks back at you for confirmation, and you give them that enthusiastic, "Yes, good dog," that moment is the emotional heartbeat of your entire relationship. 3. Learn what your dog's tail is actually saying. You think a wagging tail means a happy dog. Every non-dog owner thinks this too, and it's one of the most costly misconceptions in canine communication, because it leads owners to misread their dog's emotional state hundreds of times a week without ever realizing it. Here's what researchers at the University of Trento in Italy discovered, and it stunned the dog training world. The direction of a tail wag carries completely different emotional meaning. A tail that wags with a bias to the right side of the dog's body signals positive emotions approach, interest, excitement towards something familiar. A tail that wags biased to the left side signals negative emotions, stress, uncertainty, or a desire to withdraw. The speed and height of the tail adds another layer. A high, fast wag signals high arousal, not always positive, while a low, loose wag near the knees usually signals calm, genuine contentment. Other dogs read these signals instantly and respond accordingly, but humans almost universally miss them. Start watching your dog's tail with this new lens every single day. When you come home and they wag right heavy and loose near the ground, that's pure joy. When they greet a stranger with a high, stiff wag biased left, they're uncertain. When they're playing with you, and that tail is swinging broadly and freely in all directions, that's a dog who feels completely at ease. The more you understand this language, the more precisely you can respond to what your dog actually needs in each moment. And a dog whose emotional signals are noticed and respected, that dog trusts their owner on a level most people will never experience. 2. Touch them the way they actually want to be touched. Ask most dog owners where their dog likes to be petted and they'll say the head, maybe the back, and then watch those same owners reach directly for a dog's face and ears with an open palm from directly above and watch the dog subtly duck, look away, or go stiff. Dogs don't experience touch the way we assume they do. A 2020 study from Arizona State University found that petting location, pressure, and duration all produce dramatically different autonomic nervous system responses in dogs. Petting across the top of the skull and the forehead, the places most humans naturally reach consistently, produced mild stress markers. Petting across the chest, the base of the neck, and the withers that ridge just between the shoulder blades triggered the deepest relaxation responses, slowing heart rate and reducing cortisol measurably. There's something even more specific here. When dogs groom each other socially, they focus heavily on the neck and shoulder area. That's the zone that says, "We are safe together," in dog body language. When you mimic that pattern with slow, gentle strokes in those same zones, you're not just petting your dog. You're speaking directly to something ancient in their nervous system. Start every petting session on the chest or neck, not the head. Use slow, deliberate strokes rather than quick pats. Watch your dog's eyes soften. Watch their breathing slow. Watch them lean into your hand rather than tolerate it. That lean is everything. That lean is your dog saying, "Please don't stop." And there is no clearer declaration of love in the entire animal kingdom. 1. Look into your dog's eyes, but do it like this. Everything has been building to this moment, because there is one daily act, backed by some of the most remarkable neuroscience ever conducted on dogs, that creates a bond so deep it's been described as chemically identical to human parental love. and most people either don't do it or do it completely wrong. In 2015, a team of researchers at Asabu University in Japan, led by Dr. Takafumi Kikusui, made a discovery that changed how scientists understand the human-dog relationship forever. When dogs and their owners gazed into each other's eyes, both species experienced a dramatic surge in oxytocin, the bonding hormone released between a mother and newborn child. It was the first time this mutual oxytocin loop had ever been observed between members of different species. But, and this is the critical part most people miss, this only happened with eye contact that felt mutual and voluntary. When dogs were forced into eye contact or when owners stared intensely without softness, cortisol spiked instead. The gaze has to feel like a conversation, not a confrontation. Here is the daily practice that changes everything. Find a calm moment, not during feeding, not during play, just a quiet moment when your dog's relaxed. Get at their level. Let them see your face fully. Soften your eyes the same way you do when you look at someone you deeply love. Hold their gaze gently, and when they hold it back even for 3 or 4 seconds, something extraordinary is happening inside both of you. Oxytocin is flooding both of your systems simultaneously. Your dog's brain is filing this moment away as belonging, as family, as the purest definition of safe. Do this every single day without fail. It costs nothing. It takes 10 seconds. And it is, without any exaggeration, the closest thing science has ever found to a dog truly knowing, on a biological, chemical, neurological level, that you love them. Your dog has been watching you their entire life, looking for exactly this. Now you know how to give it to them. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe, because there's so much more that science knows about dogs that their owners have never been told.